Hello, everybody. Hi, Joni. Hi, Amber. Good to see you. Hi, Becky. It's Drama-Free Wednesday. With a not-so-drama-free cat. Let me know how the sound is. Is it okay? Hi, Tori. Hello, Art Junkie. Hi, Christy. Good to see you guys. It's Drama-Free Wednesday. All day long. Here's to some inspiration today. Hi, Noeet. Becky, are you streaming today? If so, tell me what time. Please. Hi, Sue. Art Junkie, I'm sorry I don't know your name. I would call you by name, but I don't know. Hello, Angie. Yes, Chance is down here talking. Charlie is sitting over. I don't know if you can kind of see him right down here, kind of behind the red cart. Not until 7:30. Okay. All right. So Aunt Beck's Creations will be on 7:30 Eastern. Shannon. Okay. I wonder if I can remember that. You'll probably have to tell me again. It's harder for me to have the name stick these days. I must have a mind full of cobwebs. Hey, Ellie. Of course, Chance is talking. Isn't that the truth? Okay. Must you get up here? You must, right? All right. We'll have a brief sponsor sighting. We'll have a brief sponsor encounter. Hi, you guys. They're always so full of themselves. I'm just trying to set up the camera. All right. Come here. Come here. Here it is. Here it is. Oh, here it is. You get it, Shannon? I'm glad. I'm glad. Here he is. And the other one is now talking. Must you get up here too for a minute? All right, if you don't do anything gross, I'll let you come up here. Quit showing your hind end to everybody. You guys know that cat wrangling is a real sport, right? If you don't believe it, all you got to do is hang out here. Oh, goodness. We have Ellie Smith and Ellie Cat. That may not be the right pronunciation of Ellie Cat's name, but hello, hello. Suzanne. Oh, goodness. Goodness. Charlie is just getting worse and worse. Their needs are paramount. Ellie, it's correct. Oh, goodness. So we'll chat for just a minute, and then we'll put them away. Hello, Skinny Cat Carrie. They are a pair, and they're not going to lay down, apparently, today. So you get to see their big fat bodies, and then if you look down in the corner, you get to see their heads. Yeah. Sort of, kind of both places. Anyway, they're such a mess, these two. They're such a mess. This one, if you've never been here before, this is Chance, the gray one. This one is Charlie. Charlie is the older of the two. They're a year apart in age. I get asked all the time if they're litter mates. They are not litter mates because they were born a year apart. That is not possible. Anyway, Charlie is not feeling great these days. Hi, Starla. I know. Surprise, surprise. I'm trying to stream a little bit more and do more stuff right now. So there you go. Charlie's not feeling great these days. He's having a lot of trouble breathing. And so he's still eating. He's still purring. But he spends most of his time trying to breathe. He really has some. Hello, Joni. He has some real issues in that area, so we're just going to enjoy him as long as we can. right? As long as we can. Okay, you've had your 5 seconds of fame, you cats. So we're gonna see if we can put them away. All right, here are the sponsors. Why are they called sponsors? They're called sponsors because sometimes they let me stream. And they keep me sharp in the sport of cat wrangling. Yes. All right, let's go. Let's go. I know, right? Come on. Come on. Come on. Yep, there you go. I'll see you later. Okay. Yeah, so it's drama-free Wednesday. I know, they are sweet. They both are sweet boys. Hi, Cindy. I know, right, Angie? Hi, Signa. Yes, yes, Barb's weightlifting for the day. Anyway, drama-free Wednesday. Yes, it is. I hope that I'm not stepping on anybody. If I am and you'd rather go watch them, please feel free. It's all good, okay? This studio is an absolute disaster. I should show you. I'm embarrassed to show you the disaster that is this studio. Oh my. All right, true confession. You ready for this? This is going to be terrible, terrible camera work. I'm warning you ahead of time. Terrible camera work is about to happen. All right, here is what you don't see when I'm streaming. All this stuff shoved over here and there. The light is going to ebb and flow here because I'm using a webcam, but that's just the way it is. All right, there's a pile up there. See that pile up on top of the plastic boxes? Coming down here, this is a giant big mess beside me. And then you get over here onto my red cart. I took some of the stuff off the red cart already and shoved it over. I don't know if I can show you if you can see this or not. Well, let's see if we can. My cord, I don't think my cord, yeah, it'll stretch. Hold on, terrible camera work. Sorry, you guys. Oh, terrible, terrible camera work. Oh, that's a good thing. See over there? Back behind the black bag, that's on the floor on top of my, you can just barely see the pink and black thing. That's the hula hoop, which is on top of my mini trampoline, and that's piled up with all the excess stuff that I took off of the red cart before we started. This is stuff that I'm processing for shipping. Yes. And then we come, again, terrible camera work. Sorry, it's going to make everybody sick. This is what I look at, by the way, when I'm streaming. So I have these monitors to watch and this monitor to watch. This is how I control the cameras. We have cameras up here. Noe kind of wanted to know how I did that. There's the camera up over where that comes down on the desk. So that one comes down right here on the desk. There's my microphone, lights. There's the camera over here, which is the one that I talked to you guys on. There's a camera up here. That's one that I use when I'm doing sewing things, so it shoots over my shoulder. There is the table back here that is piled high with projects and things that are in process over there. Okay, process. Finished projects hanging. Yeah, sound system is back here. That's the sound system. Down on the floor is stuff left over from paste paper. And then all the stuff that you never get to see are those two shelves up to the ceiling all the way down. I know, terrible camera work. I know. I'm going to spare you having to look at the spots of cat on the carpet. Suffice it to say, my carpet machine will get a workout later. Hi, Jane. Oh, it's terrible. It really is it's a mess. It is a mess around here. I hate it when it's in a mess like this, but it is what it is. I don't think I showed you the chair beside me. The chair beside me is full of boxes. Yeah, and other things. I'm like in this little cocoon of crap. Cocoon of crap. That's Barb. Welcome to my studio, otherwise known as the cocoon of crap. I don't know. What else am I going to call it? Sometimes you just got to be honest. Oh, Tam, this is this whole space that you see, plus back behind this door, this is my sewing room. This whole space was the space we added on as an apartment for my mom when we moved my mother in here. Then it became my art studio, and then it also became care facility / art studio when I was taking care of my husband. So it is a multi-purpose space for which I am intensely glad that I had. Intensely glad. I know, right, Starlet? It's what it is. It's a good book title. Cocoon of crap. That's my life. So anyway, that's why it's so big. Otherwise, I would not have this wonderful space that I have. So I'm very grateful I have it. I am super grateful that it was here when I needed it to turn it back into space to take care of my husband. Otherwise, I could not have kept him at home. The rest of my house, this is totally off the subject of what I was going to talk about, but then that's how it happens here some days. The rest of my house is a split foyer, which involves steps going up, steps going down, and a big foyer on the ground floor, which is on the same level as where my garage is and the front yard. It's a very odd setup for a split foyer. Because of that setup, we were able to come from the foyer straight out into our backyard, which is where this space that you see was added on. So it turned it into a tri-level. However, the living space is really out in the regular part of my house, which I was able to keep my husband out there. Sounds like I put him in a pen, doesn't it? I was able to keep him in our house space proper until September. And so then I had to move him in here. So it was on a one level, situation. This part of the house, this whole part of the house here is all handicap accessible because that was what it was for my mom. So anyway, no one asked for that explanation. No one asked for that explanation, but that's the way it is. All right. It is a setup. I know. It's a setup. The cameras are a setup. I would not have any of this stuff. You shouldn't feel bad, Becky. It's a mess. It is a mess here. And I didn't even show you the sewing room. I didn't even show you that. It's a worse mess because everything that... Everything that was in the space that I needed here. I didn't move the whole studio. I left a lot of the studio as it was. Cat hair in my tea. Yuck! I left a lot of this space, the floor space, as it was when I needed to move my husband in here. But I had to clear a path because I knew that we were headed into wheelchairs and, all that. And so I had to clear a path, so I had plenty of space for navigating things. So everything in the bed was in here. So everything that was in the way had to come out of there and go up and get shoved into every nook and cranny that I had in the other part of the house, which I've now been working on and bringing all that stuff, reconfiguring all that space and getting all the crap back into the cocoon of crap, moving all that stuff. So a lot of it went back into here in the sewing room. It's lovely, people. It is just lovely. It is truly the cocoon of crap. I am not kidding you. Anyway, it's all coming together, but I had to take the pressure off myself and just do it bit by bit. What is it? Rome wasn't built in a day. Well, Barb's space isn't going to get cleaned in a day either, but I'm working on it and I'm making real progress. I've got one entire level other than 2 closets, a linen closet and another closet that's kind of like a linen closet. Everything has been gone through, decluttered, destashed, thrown away, goodwilled, etc. So one bite at a time. It is so true, man. Oh my goodness. So it's been a process. I'm working on it, getting there, making progress every day. Once I get in here into this studio, because in this studio space, I shared this with my husband, and there are many things that we did together. Many things. We did silver work together. We did wire things together. We did the carvings. He carves, I paint. We said we had to stay married because he couldn't paint, I couldn't carve. Well, that relationship has ended because he's gone. And so, it's time to reconfigure all of that. I can't talk about that very long, or, the emotions sort of get going again. So we're just going to leave it at that. But anyway, there's a lot of things in here that I need the space for. And so it's like, somehow I'm going to find my way through all this mess, people. Somehow I'm going to make my way through it. Hi, Lori Pink Girly. So when you're sick of cleaning, you clutter, you stream. That is exactly right. Hi, Kathy. Hello to everybody coming in. I'm so happy to see your names in the chat. Yeah, fog machine. Listen, Noe, if I could buy a fog machine and put in the studio, maybe then you guys wouldn't see the mess I live in. Oh, goodness. Isn't that the truth? I just saw Ellie's comment. After a dog and a cat, they replaced the really stained carpet with hard surfaces. Why aren't we smart enough to do that when we have the animals to deal with? That is the question. Hello, Trish. It's a Wednesday, and it's Drama-Free Wednesday. Signa, you're right. I am complaining for no reason whatsoever. No reason. No good reason. Sometimes it's just a talk. One of the challenging things about the situation as it is in its current configuration is not having someone to talk to. So I talk to you guys. Aren't you lucky? Aren't you lucky I chose you all to talk to? Hey, Kathy. Yes, I complain for nothing. I do. Okay, I do have a project that we're going to kind of work on. I thought, well, I would review what we've done so far. We do have a sale going on of the Mandala Madness cards. Buy one, get one. I will show you later how to order. In case you were not here Monday or last Friday, I will show you how to order so that you know exactly what to do. After construction, Trish, bless your heart to put your room together after construction. I just say, bless your heart. That's what I say. So we have the sale going on. The sale is because I found several more boxes of cards because, again, those got rat-holed. And when they brought the cards here, when they delivered them, when they first came in, they came on a pallet sort of situation, and it was a lot of boxes. And so they got put wherever I could. And then when I had to move stuff out of here, they got put in other places, and I really didn't know where they all were. Well, I found them all. So we have emptied one box, and so we have more boxes of cards yet to go. So you have plenty of time. The sale is going to run through the 15th of this month, so that's coming up. And if I can talk race into it, we'll extend it a little bit longer, but shipping goes up on the 15th. So if you would order before the 15th, that would be so nice. Good for you, good for me. All right, buy one, get one. So it's a 50%, basically 50% off. We have not done that before. Anyway, all right, so let's look at what we've done up to now. Then I'm going to show you. So I've used the cards so far as art supplies, And then I'm going to show you today how they're really intended to be used. So that's what we're going to do. All right. This is what we did on Friday. This was taking the cards, taking them, cutting them into strips, and then weaving them together, and then making little weaving projects and making greeting cards. Just because I use so many greeting cards, you could easily do the same thing with for an art journal page, or some other. You could frame this. You could put it, if you did one that you particularly liked, you could put it in a frame like this sort of frame, one of these little plastic frames, so it would sit on your desk to inspire you. So I've utilized the cards front and back. I've shown you many times how you can just split them apart. So you just simply peel, you just get it started in the corner and peel them apart, and then you can use both sides of the cards. And for the cost of the cards, even at the regular price, they are really good. It's really good for the money that you invest to get that many bits and pieces of things that you can use in your artwork, right? Right. So those are what we did. Those were all examples of weaving, plus one that I gave away. This is what I did on Monday, which was taking the punches and punching out some of the circles from the various cards. Again, this was after I'd split the card. So I punched out circles and used them as the centers of flowers. This was a piece of paste paper that we did a few weeks ago. I'm not finished with this, but it's finished enough to show you kind of what the concept was on that. So that's what we've done so far. This is what the cards look like. They come in a box like this. It's a flip, it's a regular card box. 48 cards in the box. I'll show you more about that after a while. But you get a regular deck of cards is 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches. So this is about at least a third bigger than the regular cards. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a mandala that I started a few weeks ago. We did this on a stream, on a Friday stream. And so I've gotten more of it completed. I didn't get it all done, but I got, a fair amount of it done, enough that we can get the idea. I'll show you a little bit. I'll do this row of clusters of the comma strokes just to show you the idea of how this is working. One of the things on this, when I drew this for you guys, I drew it very heavy with the graphite. Hi, Lena. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Hi, Nanette. It's my pleasure to share ideas because I think it's always good to have options. I think it's great to have options, right? The way that this mandala was created, there is a stream about this several weeks back. This was a piece of mixed media paper that I used to clean the brayer off on when I was doing jelly plate printing. And so that's why you see these kind of straight marks here and there. That's from the brayer because I was just cleaning it off. It was a little bright, and so I brayered or scraped, I can't remember which now, a coat of white gesso over the background paint so that it would tone it down. That's why you see it has kind of a muted background. Then I drew the mandala and I inked it, and I think I got all of that done on the stream, but I'm not entirely sure. And then another stream, I colored part of it. I think it was a subsequent stream. Again, I've slept since then, so I don't remember exactly. Hi, Kellyanne. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you liked them. If you want more decks, for whether it's for gifts or for yourself to use in your artwork or your art supplies, now is the time to get them, I tell you. Another thing that that I meant to tell you when I was showing you these is that the cards are shiny. Can you see that? Because the cards are varnished. That's the way they come from the manufacturer. That's what makes playing cards slick, is that they're varnished. So you will get that very glossy finish, which is I really like because it's different than the way that my other greeting cards usually look. And I use lots of note cards, so I'm always making cards because it's a good way to show you something, show you a technique, but end up with a finished project, something that I can use too, and not just a whole bunch of scraps of this and that. Okay, so I've gotten you to the point where I'm ready to, sort of show you a little bit more about the color. One of the things I've done on this one that is different than other things that I have done, you can see some two-tone effects here, this ring out here, and you can really see it here with the blue and the green. You do get the background from whatever's happening in the background showing through. That's one of the things I like about starting with a background that has stuff on it, because you get the variations, the subtleties of the change, the ebb and flow. You will see graphite lines through this because I drew it heavily for you to be able to see when I was streaming, which makes it hard to get those graphite lines off. Sorry, I gotta clean the cat hair off of my black shirt here for a second. I just realized how much cat hair I was wearing. Shocker. So what I've done is I'm using, in this instance, I'm using Inktense pencils. Having them sent to Norway is probably going to be about the same thing as sending to the UK, and I checked on that yesterday and it was like $44. Insanity. I'm going to guess it's about the same, but I couldn't tell you for sure. Yeah, it's an insane thing to have to pay double in shipping what the thing is going to cost. And the other thing I can't guarantee, I hope they get there, but when I talked to him at the post office yesterday, I can only track the packages to where they are in the States. Once they leave the States, when they go overseas to Europe, I can't track them. If I want to be able to track them, it's $75. Craziness. Canada, I can track them to their destination. So Canada is not quite as much. It's like $29, but it's still stupidly expensive. Stupid expensive. So I totally understand anyone who is overseas who says, nope, thank you very much. Hi, Kimberly. Good to see you. Okay, let's go back here. So hopefully that answers your question. At least it's not good news, but at least it's an answer. So the pencils I'm using are Inktense. These are the Derwent Inktense pencils. These are ink. It's dried ink in a stick form, color core stick form. And then when it's activated with water, theoretically, it is permanent. Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. Hi, Carlene. Yeah, it is crazy. Shipping is insane. And it's going up again. So the colors I've used so far in this are carmine pink, apple green, golden yellow, fuchsia, iris blue, and deep violet. So that's what I've used so far. So we're going to play, I'll show you just a little bit of how I did this two-tone effect, just so that it's, you get the idea. So let's use a purple and, so deep violet and carmine pink. We'll use those two colors, because I think it'll be enough contrast that you'll be able to really see it. Often I will color in the entire mandala with the pencils, and then I will come back and activate all the color all at once using a water brush, and then it's a big surprise, and I really like that. So, but in this case, I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to use the lighter color, and I'm going to put the lighter color up here, at the fat part of these teardrop or comma stroke. It's more of a teardrop shape. And then I'm going to put the deep violet. I'm going to tuck a little bit of that down here inside the deepest section, the smallest section of those little teardrop shapes. Okay, so I'm just going to do 2 or 3 of these, and then we're going to use the cards. So let me prep a couple more clusters of these. So again, I'm going to go back to the carmine pink, and I'm leaving blank space between the 2 colors. So there's just the background in between these 2 colors. You'll find with some of the Inktense pencils that some colors are really intense, hence the name Inktense, but some of the pigment is really super strong. So like this golden yellow for one is really strong. When you do this, when you're using colors like this, you need to select colors that are ones that will go together. In other words, do not use things like red and green, yellow and purple, blue and orange, because those are complementary colors, and there's other complementary colors, but those are the ones that we all recognize. They will combine to either make brown or gray or, something not attractive. So I just use a water brush. This is a Pentel water brush. I like them because they're flat and they don't roll off the desk. And just get the water flowing, and then you'll see the color get very intense here. Okay, so I activate the color. I'm not constantly, but cleaning off the pigment a little bit. I'm going to come down here to the purple. You see how strong that purple is. So I'm going to wipe some of that off on my paper towel, and then I'm just going to blend the 2 together. So that it's a good way to get the ombre effect. And I had not tried that before on mandalas like this. I was very pleased with how it was turning out. Now I've cleaned off the brush. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Okay, so I'm going to activate the lighter color and then the purple, wipe off the brush, and then just kind of scribble between the 2. When you feel like you're picking up too much pigment, one color or the other, then just dab it off on your paper towel. Okay, see that? So you get that cool ombre effect. At least I like it. Then I will come back over this later, probably even today, with you guys and show you some of the embellishment possibilities. But we're going to use the cards to help us figure out what we want to do. Because that is why I created the cards, because sometimes your idea bank just runs out. All right, let's do one more section of color. I'm going to come over to this one. Maybe I'll do all 3. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how fast I can do it. I was sitting with a friend of mine this morning having coffee and talking with her and doing this. I said, I hope you don't mind if I work while we're talking, while we're having coffee. And she said, no. Of course, she'd never seen what the kind of things that I do. And so she had about 1,000,002 questions, which was fun. It's always fun to introduce somebody to something new. When you do something like this, don't do what I just did, which is activate the thing under the hand that is your dominant hand, because now I have to put my hand in the air. There's just times in my life, I'm not very smart. But maybe that'll make you guys feel better, because you don't always have to be smart. You just have to try. And you just have to have fun. Yeah, and for a lot of you, I didn't tell you who I was. I think everybody knows me, but in case I didn't, or you're brand new, or you're watching the recording, which thank you if you're watching. If you want to hit the thumbs up, that'd be great. Live or during the recording, that'd be great. If you want to share this out with your followers on social media, that'd be great too. And if you're watching and you're not a subscriber, if you click the subscribe button, that'd be extra great. And if you want to know when I'm live, since I'm doing some kind of impromptu kinds of things, then click that little bell, and that is supposed to give you notifications from YouTube when I go live. I will probably do some more impromptu things again next week, but we'll see. Part of it depends, honestly, you guys, part of it depends on my energy level and what else I have to get done, because I really do have a bunch of stuff I'm trying to get done right now. But I'm, like somebody said in the chat a little bit ago, clean and organized till I can't stand it any longer, and then stream and do something creative for a while, right? It's the best kind of alternative and soul cleanser to do something creative. I hope you guys are all creative and doing things that you enjoy doing. If you don't, then for goodness sakes, reevaluate and figure out what it is you need to do to be able to enjoy yourself. I certainly have had to reevaluate this last almost getting close to 7 months now. Can you believe it's been that long? 7 months? Seems a lot longer than that, because the whole process was a very long process looking back. But we all made it, and it's good. It's all good. But I've had to reevaluate what is fun and what makes my life light up, and hopefully my journey is a good one for you to be a part of as well. All right, so there is the ombre effect. Now, what also I have done on here, which gives you still an ombre effect, but not in the same way, is in here where the gold is. This is golden yellow, I think. Let me look. I think I told you it was golden yellow. Yes, golden yellow. That's what this section is here. This is before, from this red section is actually Faber-Castell pit pins, the permanent brush pins. That's what the red is. It's pretty shiny. Everything else is matte. And so from here out to here, really up to the blue area. That's all just one color in each section. On this golden yellow, I added blue in the golden yellow after the golden yellow was completely dry, and then I activated the color. So it still gives you a shaded effect, but not the ombre effect. If you want this ombre kind of thing, you need to leave space between the colors, and then you can get it that way. Yes, I will. The coupon code is BOGO, and I'm going to show you in just a minute. I'll take you through the exact ordering process. Trish, if you can just hang on, everybody will know. It's BOGO. You have to put two decks of cards in your cart. You have to order 2, which is going to look like you're being charged for 2 until you put the coupon code in and apply it. Then it will take off the cost of 1. But you have to have 2 decks in your cart for it to work. Okay? Thanks, Trish, for asking. It is fun. The ombre effect is fun. I had not tried that before. That was an experiment, and it worked. It's always nice when it works. Okay, so let's take the cards here. I'm going to put and I try when I'm using specific pencils for a project. I have lots of these little project bags. Some of them I've made, some of them I bought, some of them people have given me, like this one. And I put the pencils or the, whatever it is, if I can fit it in a project bag, I will put the things in there. This zipper is not working. There we go. Put them in a bag like this so I know what pencils I'm using. The fallacy of that, however, is that if you put things in project bags and you do like I do, which is sometimes you set things off to the side because you go, oh, it's shiny object over here, and you get distracted, or there's another thing to prepare for, or what have you. sometimes I forget where I put the things, and then I have blank spots in pencil cases and stuff like that, and then I get frustrated. So it works, but there's also a hole in that system. Okay, back to the cards. So here is what we're going to do. These are the cards. This is a new deck of cards. So they come out like this. And then I would suggest, all the cards are different, and every card is a mandala that I've created in some of them are quite old, some of them are from Mandala Madness, the course. There's all different ones. So anyway, all the cards are different. Every card has a word, an inspirational word on the front, also on the back in a different font size. You have a quote to inspire you, and then also a an instruction or a prompt that you can use not only for mandalas, but you can also use it for art journaling or any other sort of thing that you like. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to turn them over. Well, I'm just going to use, we're going to pretend that I don't see anything. And I'm going to avert my eyes, and then I'm just going to draw. Let's draw 5 cards just at random. So we're going to do 1, 2, don't look, Barb, 3, 4, and 1 fell off, so we'll just do that one. Okay, did I get 5 or did I get 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now not every prompt is going to be applicable to every project, and so you need to give yourself permission to either adapt the prompt or choose a different card. Okay. Hello, Alicia, on your lunch hour. Good deal. Okay, so here we go. Let's come back here and let's see what the prompt says. We'll try the first one. Embellish your mandala by adding words or letters all around. Okay, so in the case of this, I added letters, and it spells the word complete. C-O-M-P-L-E-T-E. And so you can do that. All right, let's see. Words or letters. Words or letters. We might do the same thing on this one. Unless you guys want to come up with an 8-letter word instead of the word complete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Release is another one. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a 7-letter word. Anybody have an 8-letter word they want me to use? Oh, Gail. Hugs to you for that. I got to do that in a couple weeks myself. I have one more dental procedure to get done, and then I should have my mouth in good shape. So we can use the word complete, or do any of you have another word you want me to use? Hopefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hopefully is a good one. Peaceful. Oh, peaceful is good. Gracious, peaceful. Oh, you guys are good. How about peaceful? Peaceful goes really well with a mandala. How about we do that one? Okay, we'll do that one. I gotta find my pencil. Somewhere here there should be a regular pencil. Oh, you know what we'll do? We'll use a watercolor pencil. That's what we'll use. We'll just use a watercolor pencil. That's what it says on here. Let's use, I'm going to do it in that pink area, so we'll do this purpley color. Okay. All right, so this will determine that there is a top, sort of, although the letters could just be something that were a part of the design. So Peaceful, peaceful. All right, so let's do it. Now, if you're a calligrapher, this will be a snap for you. I am not, and so I'm having to concentrate. Okay, so I've laid it out. I have laid it out using a watercolor pencil. So theoretically, if I didn't like it, I could take the water brush. Since the Inktense background is permanent, I could take the watercolor brush and I could, or the water brush, and I could erase out the watercolor pencil if I needed to. That's the theory behind it. And so it should work. As with most things, I do it live with you here and in person. Yes, because I'm that trusting in the fact that what I'm doing is going to work out. I'm going to use one of my Jelly Roll pens, which I love. The Moonlight ones show quite well. Hello, Vanessa. Is Shu here? Hi, Shu. I know, bonus. All right, we're going to get the pen going. This is the purple one. These are Moonlight pens, which have this little moon on them, a little moon insignia. That tells you that they show up on dark colored paper. For example, let's see if I can show you. This is a Moonlight pen on black. So the color is not super intense, but it does show up on black. You do get to see some of the color, however. It's just not quite as intense as what it's going to be on white. Nothing is going to be as intense on black as it is on white. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, get this where you can see it, hopefully. And I like to thicken the strokes on the letter. First I like to put it in, and then I like to thicken up parts of the strokes that create the letter. Just because I like to do that. You can always come back with another coat. Sometimes if you put too much of the jelly ink on there at one time, it will kind of bead up on you, and that's never what I'm after, but sometimes it happens, and sometimes I have to learn from my own mistakes. And sometimes I have to get down here where I can see, because it's hard to see around some of the marks that are on my paper. All right, hopefully you're seeing okay. I think you are. It has been super hot here this week. Super hot. Probably been really hot where Ellie is too. We live in the same state. I don't stress out over the fact that this is handwritten. Everything else on this thing is done with the look of the hand. So just don't stress out over it, you know? Just It kind of defeats the purpose of the word peaceful if you stress out over it, doesn't it? Okay. And if you find that the pen is not behaving as well as you would like it to behave, you know, you're not getting the coverage that you want, like for example on the P, can you see on the P right there, it's a little scratchy. That's because I was digging through the ink with the pen tip. Try again after it's dry and kind of dab in another coat to get it to be more intense, if you want it to be more intense. And if that doesn't do it, you can come back with a paint pen like a Posca and go over it with Posca. It's really hard for me not to be able to get my nose down to the surface of the paper, which I can't do when I'm streaming with you guys, because if I do, then all you see is the top of my head. So that's why often what I do on stream looks only so-so. Because my vision is much better close up than it is far away. So I'm just kind of dabbing over what I did with the pen to see if I can get another layer of ink to stick to it. And then you can always come back and add some drop shadows to it later, making sure that I'm not picking up pigment like ink on my hand. Okay, so there you go. There's the word peaceful, and it looks kind of peaceful with that color combination. I may leave that just like it is. Let's see. Can you share a code in groups? I don't. Since you're not a moderator, Trish, you probably can't share a code here. You mean a link? You probably can't. Hey, Carol. Thank you. Okay, so there was prompt number 1. That was, that was from the mindful card. So we did what it said. I wouldn't have done that if I hadn't drawn that card. Okay, next card says, draw a fun flower shape and repeat it around the mandala. Okay. Flower shape. All right, let's put the flower shape. Maybe we will do that in here. So let me get a black. Let's see, do I want to use black? Let me think. Let me think, peoples. Let me think. I got to do it so that you can see it. I did purple on that one. I'm just, sorry, I'm thinking out loud. It's always dangerous when I think out loud. These are also Moonlight pens. This was one of the newer sets that they had. Let's try this mauvey purple color. In other crafty groups. Can you share the code? Oh, yes, I see what you mean. Absolutely. Yes, 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 Trish. Yes, thank you. I'm sorry, my brain wasn't with you. This color is so similar to the other one, I'm going to choose again. This color is too similar. Let's try this color. Sorry, my brain was not following. Okay. All right, so we're going to do a flower shape. Now, I've given some examples on the card here. So this flower is what was added, this little one, it's this one, was added around the mandala. So I'm going to choose in this yellow gold area, and let's see, I think what we're going to do, just based on how this purple ring interacts with this, it's not exactly the same with the gold petals, so we're just going to put it in the center of this gold shape. Okay, and I'm just going to add, I'm not going to be picky about how it turns out. I'm just going to do that, and then I'm going to come to the next one. And sometimes I will end up with the same number of petals all the way around, and sometimes not. You know, that is the luck of the draw, boy. I don't worry about that. So I am just picking a spot. Now, without using the cards, I would have not chosen to do this in this space. So sometimes just the challenge of having making, you know, not making you, because you have the power. You're a big girl. You can, big girls and boys, you can choose what you want to do. But having the suggestion of, you can take it kind of as a challenge to see, okay, I wonder how this is going to work out. All right, so there's our flowers all the way around, and I'm going to color in the center of the flower. And I'm finding with this particular combination of paint and whatever's underneath the background, I'm having to be light in my touch with the Jelly Roll pens so that they have a good coverage. That's part of one of the things that I love about drawing mandalas, because I've drawn dozens and dozens of them, is I try to vary the art supply that I use, because it's really easy for me to get hung up with one particular art supply and do the same thing over and over again. Then my mandalas all start looking the same too. And I don't want to do that. I want to always challenge myself. And so I try to use different kinds of art supplies, and in so doing you learn more things about how your various supplies work. Okay, now for my next trick on this flower, I'm going to add, let's see, do I want to use the same color? Maybe I'll use a different color. Maybe I will go to that mauve color that I said I wasn't going to use. Maybe I will use it now. And I'm going to add an embellishment. This is what I call frosting, or, you know, it's embellishing the mandala. This is one of my favorite parts. Just embellishing as I go. And I will do this until it feels done. And I have been known to go back to some of my original mandalas that I did long ago and further embellish them years after they were finished, you know. But once I get going on an idea like this, then I will continue until it feels like, oh, I'm done with that, and then I'll go to the next prompt. And don't worry about things being, oh, well, that's not perfect. You know, do not stress out about that. Nothing is perfect. The goal of this is not to be perfect. The goal of this is just to be creative. And in this case, to take your brain out of the process, to challenge you a little bit, to give you ideas. You can interpret it any number of ways to, it's also a good way to, as the word says, to be peaceful, to be in the moment instead of worrying about whatever's going on in the world or going on inside your checkbook or going in, checkbook's probably completely antiquated reference, inside your bank accounts, inside your stock market fund, your retirement fund, whatever, you get the picture. At this point, I'm going to embellish this just a little bit more before I move on to the next prompt, because I feel like it. So I'm going to come in here. And once I have done one, then all I have to do is repeat. So I make the decision one time, and then I keep going. How was your 4th of July? Those of you in the United States, how was your 4th of July? Mine was really nice, very pleasant. Hot, but pleasant. I went to see the fireworks. Our town does fireworks. It's not a very long show, but they do fireworks. I hadn't been to see the fireworks since I was a kid in this town. That was really a surprise to get to go do that. And they were beautiful. They, I think, were choreographed to music, but we were sitting in the car, so we didn't hear the music. We were sitting in the car just yakking. And that was nice. It was just nice, Thanks, Amber. Thank you. Yeah, I'll show you more. Before we get done, I will show you. You celebrated yesterday. Good for you. I will show you exactly how to order on the website. I'll show you step by step. In fact, I should probably just show you that right now. We'll let this ink dry. Then we'll come back and work on it some more. Maybe we should finish this petal. See, listen to me. I can't make up my mind. We'll finish this petal. We'll finish this, sort of. Okay, I don't have to do the same thing on both sides of this, even though it's a semi-symmetrical shape. What I'm going to do now is, on this side, I'm going to make a different decision. And that is just kind of how I roll, right? Frequently I will draw in the air, and you'll see me doing this, and that's just to get my bearings and to give me the feel of what I want to do. It's like testing. It's like a test run. It's just like a test run, yeah. Oop, got a little close on that one. Oh well. Okay, all right, now I'll show you what to do. So you can see the development of how it's beginning to come together, okay? And this is not, those yellow petals may not be done yet. I may come back and do something else with them. It's highly likely. Okay, so let us, let me come back over here for a minute. This is where it gets a little tricky, folks. It gets a little tricky. Hi, Sheila. We'll come back to this in just a minute. I'll give you a quick look at how to do this thing. All right, let's see if I can make this happen. Sorry, get my there we go. Okay. Okay. When you come to the website, which is HowToGetCreative.com, you see it up here in the address bar. So you come to HowToGetCreative.com. Sorry about the terrible picture of me, but it's the one we have. Hi, Becky. Yeah, we've tried to fix that shoot. We have tried to fix that, and for some reason, it's not. It does not. Our website does not want to talk to India. If you can send me an email at Barb at HowToGetCreative.com. Send me an email, and we'll see what we can do to work it out to be able to get them to you, okay? So, yeah, it's either that or you can go to the website and fill out a support ticket. And let's see if I can find that. Right down here where it says contact us at the bottom of the page, you can do that. That will bring up a support ticket or this, and you can fill that out and ask, and that will go directly, that'll get his attention. You can do one of those two things, and we'll do our best to fix it, okay? Or not fix it, but work it out. All right, once you come up here to shop, if I'm just hovering over this, see if I hover over these different things, they light up. I'm not clicking on them. So if you hover over the tab shop and come to gift shop and click that, that's where you're going to find the cards. They're the first thing in the list right there. If you want to learn more about the cards, you can click on product details. Again, I just hovered over the cards and clicked on the link, clicked on the button, and that will take you over to this page if you want more information. So there is a video here that's almost 13 minutes long that tells you all about the cards, and you'll see these chances to add them to your cart throughout this page just to make it easy for you. It tells you about what the cards, tells you about them, and gives you more information. You can click the photo to zoom in. Okay, so you can zoom in and you can see all of them. So it gives you some examples of what the artwork looks like. You can come down to the next section, which tells you about the words that are on each one of the cards. They're all different. Gives you information about the size, and then tells you everything that you're going to find on the cards on the other side of the card. You also, with each deck, you'll get the designs from the deck, which is a PDF. It's a download ebook. You can print that out if you would like. So it's lots of designs from the deck. It's also, and there's new designs in it also. So the designs from the deck that you see here, those are ones that are exclusive to the deck. Then there's pages of the symbols, and hopefully we will do some exploration with those maybe next week when I stream. And then there is a free mini course. You do have to create an account, and then but the course is free. So you do have to set up the account. That's what gives you access to that course. And so that is how that is. So, okay, so let's say, and this gives you more information about the Mandala Madness course that we have. All right. And let's see what else. And then there's some ebooks available as well. Okay. So if you want more information about that, you can click on Find Out More, and you can find out more. So any place there is a blue button that says Add to Cart, you can click that. Doesn't make any difference. They'll all go to the same place. So click that Add to Cart, and just wait a minute because it's going to, well, I'm telling you that it's going to. Okay, 1, you had to put in the quantity. Add to Cart. There we go. You got to wait a second because it's going to do the little spinny ball thing and take you over to, all right, then after you add it to your cart, you do have to click View Cart. Sometimes this is where it gets people. It gets me, quite frankly. You have to do View Cart. That's going to take you to your cart. Okay, so you get over there. All right, here we are. says cart. See it? Cart right there. Right now we've got 2 decks in there. You have to have 2 decks in your cart for this to work. So it's going to look like it's going to charge you for 2 carts, which it will, unless you come over here to the coupon code and put in BOGO, small letters or big letters, it does not matter which, and apply the coupon. You have to click that, okay? Click it. It will take off the cost of 1, and so it's going to charge you for 1 deck, but you are going to get 2, okay? You can only do 2 at a time. If you wanted to have more card decks, that's perfectly fine, but you're going to have to fill out more than 1 order. So if you wanted 6 decks, for example, that means you need to have purchased, make your purchases in 2s. You can do that, but it's going to need 3 separate orders. And then if I see that come through when I'm packing the orders, I will adjust your shipping and refund it to you. As long as I will charge you the minimum that I can get away with, and still not go in the hole because the shipping is crazy. Anyway, proceed to checkout. Click that. It's going to take you over to the payment method. All right. So there you go. That's how you do it. Any questions? I don't see any. Okay, so we're going to come back over here. Let's see if I can do this. Okay. I'm getting better. I'm getting a little better. Not quite as awkward. By the time the sale's over, I'll have this figured out. Okay, if you have any questions, just stick them in the chat in all caps. Okay? And I'm trying to keep my eyeballs over on the chat. Somebody can always get my attention, hopefully. All right, let's go back to this section here. Had to get a drink. All right, so we have done the add a word or letters. So we did that one. That was where we got the word peaceful. Thank you for your help. We did the next one, which was to add a flower shape around the mandala. So we did that. And like I said, I probably will add to that, but we're just getting the idea of how the cards work. So we've got 3 more. Let's just take the next one, see what it is. Draw a mandala on a map or atlas page. Well, that obviously is not appropriate for this particular mandala. So you either draw a new card or you just go, yep, that's a good idea for another time. All right, let's try the next one. Draw a branch and berries within a shape in your mandala. Repeat around the entire mandala. All right, let's see if we can find a shape for that. A branch and berries. Maybe these little blue ones would be a good place for that. So let's do, and I often like to do a color of ink. Clearly not, and the gold is an exception to that, but I often like to use the color of ink that's similar to the background. So let's try this. This is another one of the Moonlight pens from this set right here. So this is one of the later sets that they created. Let's see what color this is. All right. So branch and berries. So what I'm talking about here is this shape right here, and I'm showing it to you upside down on purpose because that's how I'm going to draw it. Okay. All right, so let's go. I'm just going to draw a branch. I'm not going to go all the way to the tip, and then I'm going to not go all the way out on these. I'm just being aware of what I'm doing, like that. Okay. Now the berries, which is what I'm calling what's on out here on the edges, can be circles or they could be dots. So we're going to use dots. I like to use dots a lot. All right. now we have that established. That's what I'm going to do. So all I have to do is to repeat that. Given the fact that these shapes are different, then, you know, they're going to have some variation. As you go. Let's do this one while we're here. So we have one complete section. And sometimes, you know, I'm telling you, even though I'm the one that's drawing it, sometimes my hand just has a mind of its own. I don't know if you guys ever experienced that, but there are times when my mind, and when I'm writing a word, I know how to spell my name. I know how to spell my name, and sometimes I will leave out the R. Sometimes I write some stupid letter. Like, what is wrong with you, girl? My hand and my brain don't always agree. I'm sure I'm the only person that has ever happened to. Okay, so do you have the idea of the branch and berries? Again, I would not, without this prompt, I would not have thought of filling this shape this way. I would have done something else, I know, but I would not have thought of this one. So I wrote the prompts, I created the cards, and, you know, I still go, well, that was a good idea. I didn't even think of doing that. It's like, girl, you made the cards, you made the prompts, why wouldn't you think of it? Well, I created these cards quite a while ago. That's probably why. Do you see how cool that effect then begins to be around? And another thing you can do on the cards is take inspiration from the front of the cards. Like this squiggly line here with the dots on each side of the squiggles. See that in that green petal? I use that one a lot. I love that design, so I'll probably use that again. Bye, Amber. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Ellie, that's funny. That is funny. Why is that? Boy, talk about a brain fart. Whew. All right, now here I went way too close to the edge. Wasn't watching what I was doing. So I will just simply put the dot further up the line and pretend that it was exactly where I wanted it to be. And no one is going to be any the wiser unless you tell them. The lines coming off the sides don't have to be the same length from section to section. They just don't, you know? They just don't. Decide once, repeat all the way around the mandala. All right, I think that is going to be a pretty design, don't you? Don't you think that's going to be cool? This is where the magic really starts happening with mandalas, in my opinion. And since it's my thing, I must be right, right? Mm-hmm. The design of the mandala becomes very complex very quickly. The mandala itself is not complex. Whoops, well, that was kind of a boo-boo. We don't care. Keep going. The mandala itself is not complex. It's the design that's going to look that way because you have all these sections in which to repeat what you're doing. Okay? And then we're going to do one more card here in a minute. So let me get all the way around so that you get the full effect. But this is a great way to use these cards. You're not tearing them up, you're using them for what they're intended to be used for. And that is really fun. It's a good idea. Use them for the way they were created. the having them as an art supply is a bonus. And if it's not fun, do not do it. A couple of weeks ago, I stopped by the dive shop where Clausman, he loved to scuba dive, loved it. He had some respiratory issues at one point that kind of took him out of the diving, but he still loved it. And so anyway, I hadn't seen the guy that owned the dive shop, and so I went in to see him just to touch base with him and remind him how much Clausman loved diving, and he took a couple of trips with them, and he achieved all the levels of diver that you could get. I think he ended up being a dive master, I think. Can't remember for sure. Anyway, we'll pretend that's what he did, because I forgot for sure. And that was one thing that he always wanted me to do with him, was dive with him, scuba dive. Well, I'm, first of all, claustrophobic. Second of all, I don't swim well at all, which is why Race was a competitive swimmer in high school, because I was determined, that's not the only reason, I was determined that he was going to be a good swimmer because I was so uncomfortable in the water that he was taking swimming lessons when he was a year old, and took swimming lessons pretty much every summer for years, and then became a competitive swimmer in high school. And swimming was just not my thing. Being in a diving suit, with a scuba diving suit, with all this stuff on my face and all that, I couldn't make myself even try. And Clausman always wanted me to do that. So I told the guy that owns the dive shop, I said, that's something he always wanted me to do. Could never do it. And he's the one that looked at me and he said, if it's not fun, you should not do it. And of course I knew that, but it was a good reminder. It was a really good reminder for me to have him tell me that. I needed that good reminder. Okay, so we have fulfilled that prompt. There we go, we got it. Oh, I know. It's the details that are just, it turns it into something so special. Now, usually when I'm doing this, I start at the middle and I work all the way out. In this case, I'm just sort of hopping around, because we're doing it specifically for the prompt, the experience of utilizing the prompts on the cards. But normally I start at the middle and work my way out. I do all the color, I do all the things to each ring, and that's when it becomes, for me, that's when it's so fun and exciting to see it develop. But this is for demonstration purposes. All right, for this one, this is the last one we're going to do today. This is on the trust card. Draw a leaf shape and repeat this shape around your mandala. Okay, a leaf shape. All right, leaf shape. Where do I want to put that? Okay. All right. So I need a good green. I'm going to try one of the, let's see if this is going to show up. Sometimes I pick a color and it doesn't show up on the selected area. So we'll try either this one, which is one of the neon moonlights. If that one doesn't show up, then we'll opt for this other one that was in the new set of moonlights. They're both pretty close. I think this one is better, so we'll use it instead of the neon one. The Moonlight pens I absolutely love for the embellishment. That and also the Posco, the fine tip Poscos are good, except sometimes they splatter a little bit, so you kind of have to know that too. All right, so we're going to do a leaf shape. Now this could be a single leaf shape like this, or you can see here I've combined it with a smaller leaf shape. Or another thing it could be is you could draw like this, and you could, similar to that branching one that we just did, and put your leaf shapes, which can be wonky, of course, as you can clearly see. Some of my leaves come out quite wonky. So, and I do that because I draw toward myself. You can always clear this up and add a vein, and then nobody knows that your hand took off on its own journey there for a minute. Okay? So, what I think in this case, because I'm going to put them, you don't have to put them every place. You can put them in selected places. So let's put them in selected places. Is that what I want to do? Two. Okay, let's try this. Now I may screw this up, and if I do, oh well, too bad, so sad. I'm just going to start here. I was going to try and keep it in line with my word. Do I want to do that? Yeah, I think I do. Okay, all right. So, then I'm going to, let's just do this at the tip of each one of these. Pink shapes. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm zoomed out quite a bit today just because I wanted you to get the overall effect of what I was doing. Okay, so I kind of got that leaf shape, and actually I don't think it's enough. So now that I've added that many, and it's like, yeah, that's okay, I'm going to fill in the rest of them because I do like the effect, but that's just so sparse. And that's also going to camouflage the graphite from the original map that I laid out to draw the mandala. That's also going to help camouflage that. Again, so it looks intentional. There are no mistakes in drawing a mandala. It's like Zentangle. There really and truly aren't any mistakes. You just keep going. Okay, so let's see what we did there. Okay. And again, I will come in and do something else with this. For example, this center vein that I did, I really like to add dots to lines because it gives So it started out as a leaf shape, but now it's just going to become a design element because I'm going to add the dots to it. I won't waste your time to watch this whole thing, this whole process. I'll give you just enough so you get the effect. We'll do a couple more here. And then we're going to call it a day. So if you have any final questions for me, put them in the chat. Thank you for joining me today, each of you. I tell you, I have the best audience online, and I am so grateful for each and every one of you. There's nothing quite like watching creative things fall out of your hands. You know, it's just, we'll do another one. See, I have a really hard time stopping myself when I get started with this. Because the next thing is I want to see what it does when it's finished, you know? One more will give us a quarter, basically. If you really want to see what it's going to look like, if you can do a quarter of the design, then it gives you a real good visual of the impact it's going to make. There you go. Okay, now do you see the difference with what this is versus this? This doesn't show up, this does. And so, yeah, it's coming along. It's beginning to fall into place. Every mandala ends up with a character, you know. They're all different. They're all unique. They're all really fun. In my opinion, they're really fun. So those were the cards that we used today. One of them we opted not to because it was drawing on a map. Which one? This one. So we kicked it out because it wasn't appropriate. But all the rest of them were. 4 out of 5 were. Pretty cool, huh? That's how you use the Mandala Madness cards for what they were intended. So, dots are just the best. They're just the best. They give presence and an importance. And it's kind of like circles. I use circles in what I do a lot also. I love, it's such a simple design element, but when you start looking at it, you know, when you see this section over here, right in there, ugh, it's terrible. This, you can see the green leaves of the dots, okay? Trying to do it and show it on camera is just ridiculous. But they have so much more presence. You can't even see the other leaves. But this way, they're there and you can see them, but they're not screaming in your face, right? Right. All right. All right. That is that. Hey, Janet. Oh, no worries. No worries. Oh, I do. Janet, you don't have the best audience. I do. Sorry. Sorry. We'll have to have a knockdown drag out over that. All right, you guys, I will be back on Friday for sure. It's possible. It's even possible if things calm down a little bit. I don't know if they will or not. It doesn't matter. I could be back on tomorrow at some point. I don't know. I'm just playing it by ear and seeing what happens. So for sure I'll see you Friday for the regular Drama-Free Friday. I don't know what we'll do on Friday. Thinking about that. We may play with those symbols out of the book that comes with the Mandala Madness cards. We might play with those and see what we can do with those. I will see you when I see you, and thank you so much for joining me. Make sure that you get the cards if you want them. This is the time to do it. It's a good time to stock up for gifts. I still have plenty, but I can see the end. The end is in sight of the cards. So, and I'm not going to reorder them. I have no plans to reorder them. So if you want them, you need to get them, and the coupon code is BOGO, buy one get one, BOGO. You have to have 2 in the cart. Okay, 2 in the cart. Put in the code, and then apply the coupon. That is how you get the discount. Okay. All right. I'll see you guys. Maybe we both have good fibs to hang out with. I absolutely agree with that. All right, see you Friday, you guys. Have a wonderful time. Becky's going to be streaming at 7:30 Eastern. Oh, if she doesn't lose power. And I will see you then. So thank you for being here with me today. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. And I'll see you soon. Remember to get creative today, because you know it's easy. I'll see you Friday or before. I don't know. Bye for now.